Now let's face it, procrastination sucks. Think of how much more productive you would be, how many goals you would have achieved, how many books you would have written, how great you would look like if you could only tackle procrastination once and for all. If you have been looking for ways to increase your productivity and get things done, then you probably know that there are hundreds of techniques, books, and workshops on how to fight procrastination. And yet we still procrastinate. And while we may never eliminate the procrastination habit 100%, mainly because it is part of our nature, there are a few things we can do to reduce procrastination to a minimum and weaken its sticky, seductive power. So here are the 3 most effective and easy-to-apply techniques to fight procrastination. First, bite-sized chunks technique. Being overwhelmed is one of the most common reasons behind procrastination. The bigger and more complex the task seems, the higher are the chances that it will be postponed for later. Breaking big tasks into bite-sized action steps is an awesome strategy that works for goal setting, time management, and productivity. Take a look at a task that you would normally postpone for later and see how you can break it into simple 10-15 minute steps. If there is no way to break it, just put a time next to it and decide that you will only dedicate it a quarter of an hour. You will notice that psychologically it is much easier to start something when you know it's not going to take you a lot of time. The second strategy is called 5 short minutes technique. There is an old technique that has been used by salespeople for years. To have a potential customer agree to make a purchase, they first ask several unrelated questions that are easy to answer and that are answered with yes. It works because our mind gets into a repetitive pattern of yes answers to the point where people almost automatically start saying yes. What does it have to do with productivity? You can adapt the same psychological pattern to create momentum and fight procrastination. The trick here is to get your mind into saying yes to tasks you have been procrastinating about, and that's why 5 short minutes technique is so effective. Here's how it works. Start at the top of your to-do list and work on each task for 5 minutes before you move to the next task. Use an online stopwatch to signal when the time's up, and don't linger, carry on until you complete 5 minutes on all the tasks on your to-do list. Then give yourself 10 minutes for each task and complete another round. Then 15 minutes, and so on until all the tasks are completed. 5 minutes is a very short time for your brain to resist or try to procrastinate. At the same time, by continuously saying yes to committing to something for 5 minutes, you get in a habit of agreeing to getting things done. Plus, working with a stopwatch boosts your focus and creates a sense of urgency. The third technique is called feel-good technique. The underlying reasons for procrastination are pretty simple. We seek pleasure by focusing on the task that we like and try to avoid pain by postponing unpleasant tasks for later. For instance, getting a cup of coffee is associated with pleasure and relaxation. Filing tax forms is complex and time-consuming, so we associate it with pain and procrastinate by getting a cup of coffee. This mechanism is very powerful. We don't even notice how much it influences our decisions and dictates our actions. The good news is that our associations are flexible and can be rewritten by using a feel-good technique. This is how it works. First, pick a task that you procrastinate against. In my case, it has been getting rid of clutter on my desk. Second, close your eyes and imagine it already completed. For example, a perfectly clean room, energy flowing through the space, a light sense of lemony all-purpose cleaner. Step number 3 is to keep your eyes closed and notice how great it feels. Make this feeling vivid by linking it to other pleasant associations. Sticking with the theme of uncluttered desks and clean office, I would probably link it with a nice feeling of getting under clean, still warm bed sheets. There are only a few things in the world that can match the satisfaction of snuggling under crisp sheets after a long day at work. Now open your eyes and look around. See the order through the clutter. Make it unpleasant to sit there. Rewire your brain so it feels discomfort procrastinating any longer. And leap into action. The feel-good technique takes less than 5 minutes to complete, but if you do it regularly, you can literally become a master of your mind, changing your associations and developing positive, productive, and successful habits almost effortlessly.